In the flickering neon haze of 2025 New York, where skyscrapers pierce the smog-choked sky like jagged knives, the American Mafia isn't dead. It's evolved. No longer hiding in smoky backrooms with fedoras and Tommy guns, the syndicates have burrowed into the digital veins of the global economy. Welcome to American Mafia Bank's 2025, Crypto, Fraud, and Blood Money. This is the story of how the ghosts of Al Capone and Lucky Luciano have risen from the grave, armed not with lead pipes, but with blockchain ledgers, laundering empires through decentralized finance and turning blood money into untraceable Bitcoin fortunes. Over the next hour, we'll dive into 4 parts: the roots of this unholy alliance, the crypto heists that redefined organized crime, the fraud networks that ensnare the innocent, and the blood-soaked endgame where regulators clash with kingpins. Buckle up, because in this world, every transaction is a potential betrayal. Let's rewind the clock, not to the roaring 20s, but to the very soil from which the Mafia sprang. The American Mafia, born from the ashes of Sicilian vendettas and Ellis Island dreams, has always been a parasite on the body of capitalism. From the bootlegging barons of Prohibition, who flooded speakeasies with illicit hooch while greasing palms from Chicago to Cleveland, the syndicates mastered one truth: money is power, and clean money is a myth. By the 1930s, the 5 families of New York, Gambino, Genovese, Lucchese, Bonanno, and Colombo, weren't just shaking down bookies. They were infiltrating the legitimate world. Construction rackets, garment districts, and yes, the banks. The mob didn't rob banks. They owned them from the shadows. Picture this: a nondescript Italian immigrant, fresh off the boat in 1920s Brooklyn, opens a small loan shark operation. By 1950, that business has tentacles in union pension funds, siphoning millions through rigged bids and phantom companies. The Kefauver Committee hearings in 1950 exposed it all: the mob's grip on Las Vegas casinos, where skimmed profits from slot machines vanished into Swiss accounts. But banks? They were the holy grail. In the post-war boom, mafia money flowed through community banks in Little Italy, disguised as legitimate real estate loans. A Genovese associate might front a dry cleaning chain, but behind the steam pressers, cash from heroin runs was laundered into property deeds. The feds called it the commissions economy, a parallel financial system where omerta, the code of silence, trumped the FDIC. Fast forward to the 1980s, and the game changed with the rise of Wall Street wolves. The Pizza Connection trial revealed how Sicilian clans smuggled heroin in frozen pies, then washed the profits through Panamanian shells and U.S. wire transfers. Banks like the Bank of Credit and Commerce International, BCCI, became playgrounds for crooks, drug lords, arms dealers, and mobsters alike. BCCI, that rogue Emirati outfit, funneled $23 billion in dirty money before imploding in 1991, leaving a trail of shredded documents and suicides. American banks weren't innocent. They turned blind eyes for fees. Chase Manhattan, precursor to J.P. Morgan, faced fines for ignoring red flags on mafia-linked accounts. It was the era of plausible deniability. Tellers logging deposits from construction workers who built nothing but body counts. But 2025? That's when the mafia met the matrix. Cryptocurrency, born in the 2008 financial crash's ashes as a rebel yell against fiat fraud, became the perfect storm for syndicates. Bitcoin, Ethereum, privacy coins like Monero. These aren't just digital gold, they're ghost money, untethered from borders and badges. The blockchain, that immutable ledger Satoshi Nakamoto dreamed up, is a double-edged sword, transparent enough to audit, opaque enough to hide. In our timeline, the mafia didn't invent crypto, they colonized it. By 2020, dark web markets like Silk Road had already taught them the ropes. Buy guns with BTC, sell fentanyl for ETH, rinse, repeat. But 2025, that's the tipping point. DeFi platforms, NFTs as laundering fronts, and stablecoins pegged to the dollar but floating in the ether. Enter the mafia banks, not brick-and-mortar vaults, but shadow protocols coded in Solidity, running on Ethereum's gas fees. These aren't your grandpa's credit unions. They're DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations, fronted by wise guys in hoodies, not pinstripes. Take the Gambino family's alleged pivot. Post-Rico crackdowns gutted their trucking empires, so they went digital. Reports from Chainalysis whisper of Gambino coin, a meme token that mooned 500% in 2024, only to crash after insiders dumped holdings tied to Jersey Docks extortion. The proceeds funneled into yield farms, where algorithms compound dirty gains at 20% APY, all while smart contracts enforce loyalty. Betray the family, and your wallet auto-freezes. Fraud is the lifeblood here. In 2025, pump-and-dump schemes aren't run from boiler rooms. They're orchestrated via Telegram bots and Discord servers, with mafia muscle ensuring compliance. Imagine a Lucchese capo, nicknamed Vinny the Whale, who controls a network of fake NFT drops. Artists' works, stolen, digitized, minted as exclusive drops on OpenSea, hyped by bot armies, sold to suckers, then rugged. The cash cascades into mixers like Tornado Cash before the feds forked it, emerging as clean USDC for Vegas high roller suites. And the blood? It's not just metaphorical. Whistleblowers vanish. Coders who audit too deep end up in the Hudson, ruled accidental drownings. This fusion of old-world omerta and new-world nodes has birthed a hydra. Regulators like the SEC chase ghosts, while the FBI's cyber division drowns in terabytes of wallet traces. The UN's 2024 report on transnational crime pegged crypto-laundered funds at $1.6 trillion annually, 10% mafia-sourced, they estimate. From Miami's crypto condos to LA's stablecoin studios, the syndicates own the narrative. We are innovators, not criminals. But peel back the white paper, and it's the same script: fear, favor, and fiat. As we close part 1, remember, the mafia banks aren't coming, they're here. In the next segment, we'll crack open the heists, the ransomware rings and exchange hacks that turned mobsters into cyber criminals. Stay tuned, because in 2025, your next wallet transfer might fund a hit.
The year is 2025, and the American Mafia no longer needs ski masks or getaway cars. They have private keys, zero-day exploits, and armies of mercenary coders from Minsk to Manila. Welcome to the age of the crypto heist, where a single transaction can empty exchanges worth more billions than the Brinks-Mat robbery ever dreamed. In the last 18 months alone, over $4.8 billion has vanished from centralized platforms, DeFi protocols, and NFT marketplaces. The FBI says 41% bears the digital fingerprints of Italian-American syndicates working with Russian ransomware crews and North Korean state hackers. This is part 2, the raids that turned blood money into code. It started with the Ronin Bridge massacre, March 2022. $625 million gone in one validator compromise. Old news? Hardly. That was the dress rehearsal. In 2025, the Gambinos perfected the playbook. On Valentine's Day, the Valentine Vault breach hit Crypto.com's hot wallets. $1.2 billion in USDT and ETH siphoned through a forged government's proposal. Chainalysis later traced the exit liquidity to wallets controlled by Uncle Frankie Franzese, third cousin to the late Sonny Franzese, now running the family's digital division from a penthouse in Dubai. No guns fired, no hostages, just a smart contract upgrade that looked legit until the funds flew. But the real masterpiece was Operation Columbus Day, October 12, 2025. At 3:14 a.m. EST, 37 decentralized exchanges simultaneously suffered liquidity black holes. The weapon? A flash loan oracle manipulation swarm coded by a Bonanno-affiliated team in Palermo. They borrowed $800 million in seconds, crashed price feeds on Chainlink, bought assets for pennies, then repaid the loans, pocketing $2.9 billion in pure arbitrage. The beauty? Every step on-chain, perfectly legal, until the oracles lied. By sunrise, the money was tumbling through Monero, then bridging to privacy sidechains on Polygon. Treasury Secretary Yellen called it the largest single-day theft in human history. The Commission called it Tuesday. Ransomware evolved too. The Lucchese crew rebranded Conti's old code into Omerta Locker, a strain that doesn't just encrypt, it exfiltrates customer databases from law firms, plastic surgeons, even Catholic dioceses. Pay in Bitcoin or watch confession tapes hit the dark web. In August 2025, the Archdiocese of New York paid 420 BTC, $41 million, to keep decades of sealed abuse files buried. The ransom note ended with a single line: "Forgive us our trespasses, but business is business." Then there are the insider jobs. The Colombo family owns 11% of a top 20 exchange through nested Cayman LLCs. When the market dips, they trigger maintenance mode, freeze withdrawals, and front-run their own users with co-located servers in New Jersey data centers. Whistleblower chat logs leaked on X show Captain Joey Numbers Russo bragging, "We don't hack the exchange, we are the exchange." Physical violence still has its place. In June, a 28-year-old auditor for a major bridge protocol found his Tesla plummeting off the Tappan Zee Bridge, ruled suicide. His laptop, recovered from the river, showed he'd been minutes from publishing a report proving 62% of cross-chain volume was mafia-washed. 2 weeks later, the protocol's founder vanished while yachting off Capri. Italian Coast Guard found the boat, no body. The feds fight back with Operation Crypto Sicilian. Task Force 141 seized 12,000 BTC in cold wallets hidden inside hollowed-out statues of St. Jude in a Queens basement. But for every wallet they freeze, 10 more bloom on Layer 2 chains. The syndicates now use chain-hopping mules, thousands of wallets holding under 10K each, controlled by burner phones in Naples pizzerias. Trace one, and the trail dies at a teenage delivery boy who knows nothing except the $200 cash tip. By November 2025, the Mafia's crypto war chest sits at an estimated $18 billion, enough to buy entire nation-state treasuries. They don't just launder anymore, they are the liquidity. Stablecoin issuers quietly court them for volume. Yield farmers pray for their LP injections. In Discord server Familia Finance, verified capos post alpha leaks hours before they hit X. Membership, 1 introduction, and a 5 BTC bond, non-refundable. As we speak, a new threat looms. Quantum-proof wallets seeded with Mafia DNA sequences, literally blood money encoded in astraseeds. The old families laugh at 256-bit encryption when their heirs carry the keys in their veins. The heists aren't over. They're just getting started. Next, in Part 3, we'll expose the fraud empires that target grandmothers, veterans, and dreamers, the pig-butchering scams and fake airdrops that bleed America $3 billion a month, all orchestrated from penthouses flying the Italian flag. The money is digital, but the screams are real.